Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise to get you well informed fast.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're jumping into a really crucial shift, I think, in how brands and organizations are talking to us.
Uh-huh.
Our deep dive is into the end of spin, why transparency is the new PR strategy in a post-trust economy.
That title really nails it.
Yeah, the core idea is, public relations used to be all about controlling the story, right?
Yeah.
Meticulously crafting it.
Yeah, shaping the narrative.
Exactly. And now it seems it's about opening it right up. That post-trust economy part is, well, it's key.
It really is. It signals this world where skepticism, not belief, is kind of the default setting for people. What's really fascinating, I think, is the context here. You look around institutional trust, it's historically low.
Right. Lowest in decades, some polls say.
Exactly. And audiences are incredibly savvy now. They can sniff out anything that feels fake or less than genuine in seconds.
No kidding.
So transparency, it stops being just, a strategy. It becomes maybe the most powerful PR tool they have.
That makes sense.
It's incredibly timely.
Yeah.
Right? Especially with all the AI-generated content starting to flood the internet.
Oh, yeah. That makes it even harder to know what's real.
Precisely. It just dials up audience skepticism even more. So authenticity isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's foundational, survival almost.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. Why don't we just buy the traditional press releases anymore, or those really carefully crafted corporate statements?
Yeah. What changed?
Well, our sources dig into this. They call it the collapse of trust. And it seems like a perfect storm of things.
Like what?
You've got, the constant drumbeat of fake news, these influencer marketing scandals where people aren't disclosing things properly.
Paid posts and all that.
Right, and just the sheer volume of content out there that feels, I don't know, sterile.
Overproduced?
Yeah, too polished. Almost inhuman sometimes. Exactly. That traditional PR shine, it's just been, well, eroded. We don't believe it because it feels too perfect, maybe, too managed.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, it means PR teams today, the modern ones anyway, are having to fundamentally shift from that old spin to, story, real story.
From spin to story, I like that.
It's not just about presenting this flawless facade anymore. It's actually about embracing unfiltered content.
Like what sort of unfiltered content?
Well, things like providing real-time responses during a crisis, not waiting days for a statement, or doing these warts-and-all founder interviews.
Ah, so showing the messy bits, too.
Exactly. It might even mean openly publishing internal challenges. Maybe a CEO doing a truly unscripted Q&A on social media, not just reading prepared remarks.
Okay, I see. It's showing the process, the reality, not just the shiny finished product.
Precisely.
So how are companies actually doing this? How are they enabling this kind of radical openness? What tech are they using?
Good question.
Our research highlights something they're calling the transparency tech stack.
Interesting term.
Yeah. And it involves, AI tools, but maybe not how you first think, not just generating content, but analyzing real-time public sentiment.
So listening better.
Right. Listening authentically to unfiltered feedback and then responding genuinely. We're also seeing things like open dashboards sharing key company metrics publicly.
Wow, okay. That's open.
Totally. And completely unscripted live streams, real-time issue tracking portals, even stuff as simple as, those TikTok day-in-the-life videos.
Oh, yeah, those were everywhere.
They really reshape corporate messaging, don't they? Show the human side, the day-to-day reality of a company.
Yeah, they can make a big corporation feel a bit more human. So who's actually doing this well? Are there good examples?
There are. Some interesting case studies came up. Brands like Patagonia, Duolingo, even Notion.
Patagonia makes sense given their brand.
Right. They openly publish their supply chain issues, their environmental impact reports, even when they, fall short of their own goals.
And that works. Doesn't it hurt them?
Counterintuitively, it seems to build more trust. This kind of upfront honesty strengthens their brand loyalty. They often get positive headlines because they were vulnerable.
That's fascinating. Duolingo, too, with their slightly unhinged TikTok.
Exactly. Shows personality, flaws, and all. Even some government departments are trying this, being more direct.
Okay, but surely there are downsides. This can't all be easy.
Oh, absolutely not. And our sources definitely explore the risks of going raw, because being this transparent, it can backfire. Big time.
How so?
Well, you can imagine, right? It can lead to genuine blunders going public instantly, unintended leaks of internal info.
Yeah, confidential stuff getting
That's
out.
also, there's a real mental toll on employees. This feeling of always being on, like every single action or internal chat could suddenly become public scrutiny.
That's a heavy burden. The pressure.
Definitely. There's a very fine line between being authentic and just, oversharing sensitive information or burning out your team.
It's a tricky balance then. But it seems like something audiences, especially younger ones, are demanding.
That's a key point, why Gen Z demands it. This generation, they grew up completely online, right? Drowning in perfectly curated feeds.
Right. They're native skeptics in a
Yeah,
way.
exactly. So they seem to specifically value brands that are willing to show the mess behind the mission.
The struggles, the
Yeah.
learning process.
Yeah, the human stuff. And they actively reward that kind of vulnerability with some pretty fierce loyalty. Because I guess it feels real in this sea of digital artifice.
So if this is the trend now,
Yeah.
where does it go next? What does PR look like in, say, 2030?
It's fascinating to think about. Some futurists are speculating. Imagine things like blockchain transparency.
Blockchain. How would that apply?
Well, imagine using it to verify every single claim a brand makes about sustainability or ingredients or whatever, making it basically impossible to hide failures or greenwash.
Wow. Okay. That would be radical transparency.
Or think about totally decentralized narratives, where a company's story isn't just pushed out by its PR team, but it's like collectively shaped and told by its actual customers and employees online.
So the audience becomes the PR department in a way.
Kind of. It suggests a fundamentally different landscape for public relations, one where trust is maybe coded into the interaction itself.
That's a big thought.
So, wrapping this up, what does it all really mean for you listening? The big takeaway seems to be that authenticity. It's not just a buzzword anymore.
No. Seems like table stakes now.
Right. It's genuinely become a survival tactic for brands. The ones getting attention, building real loyalty today, they're the ones showing more, not trying to hide things. They're embracing the imperfect human side.
Exactly. Which leads to maybe a final thought, a question for you listening. Given this pervasive demand for transparency, this raw honesty from brands, what does that mean for how you engage with information? How do you decide who or what to trust in your own daily life? And how much spin are you really willing to tolerate anymore from the brands or institutions around you?